Welcome to Cryptids of the Corn. Each week, Justin and Jay take a look at a topic in the crypto and paranormal world. They focus on the Midwest and Appalachia of the U.S., but sometimes they venture out with everything from well-known monster sightings to one-off cryptids, live person interviews to actual fieldwork sneaking in some science lessons. There's sure to be something you'll enjoy. Please join us this episode of Cryptids of the Corn.
Hello, and welcome back to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. I am the great and powerful Mystery.
I'm the time-traveling Emily.
And today we are joined with a special guest. She is the founder of both of the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Conferences. Welcome our guest, B. Say hi, B.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Justin. Hey, Emily. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, we're so excited to have you. Sorry it took so long to get you on here. Busy schedules and all that for both sides.
Yes, it's been a busy summer, that is for sure, but we're wrapping up and getting ready for fall.
Yep. And speaking of fall, the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Conference is starting October 1st. So we're going to turn it over to you and let us tell us about some of it. We're excited. So hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Cryptids of the Corn's going to be there. So come out and hang out. But there's also cool speakers, and we're going to go through that.
Oh, and I'm so excited to meet you guys. So thank you for coming up and doing what you do. So fantastic. Yeah, so the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Conference kind of started in 2016. And basically, it was just supposed to be a one-day meet and greet. But, you know, the Hocking Hills is pretty remote, or at least it was, you know, back then. So that there wasn't a whole lot of accommodations to stay.
Right.
So being a volunteer naturalist, we actually had our state conference there, and it was my first time being at camp, and I got to meet the educator and the director and, you know, the folks who work there, and I said, wow, this place is absolutely gorgeous. And the programs that they have for the kids, it's a Big Brothers Big Sisters camp, and it's the last one in the country. The kids go for free. They don't pay for camp, and the programs and the education that they do, not just for like the Big Brothers Big Sisters, but also for the school kids as well. It gives them an opportunity to do some outdoor education in a really safe environment. And they also have crisis camps, and the things that they do there for the youth is just phenomenal. So I kind of asked them, hey, would it be possible? Can anyone host an event here? And they said, well, what you got? And I said, how about Bigfoot? And of course, whenever you mention Bigfoot, you get the little chuckle. Mm-hmm. But hey, you know, it's been a phenomenal, they took a chance on me, and it's been a phenomenal last 8 years. So this is going into our 8th year of this, I know, super grassroots event. And I really like, I've been able to reach out to all sorts of people, not just across the country speaker-wise, but also the local environmentalists. So like the Ohio Division of Natural Areas and Preserves, forestry, the park naturalists are going to be actually speaking on Friday night, and we're going to take a on-location presentation. So this is going to be super cool. So yeah, all sorts of good things. This is an absolute charity event. All the money from everything goes towards their camper scholarships, just to help support their legacy of, you know, helping the kids get to camp and get to experience the outdoors, which otherwise they might not. So yeah, super feel good event, super low key. It's a smaller event, so you know, maybe a few hundred people at most, but it's just a really good vibe. And never mind, it's in a super squatchy area.
Yeah, the Hocking Hills, especially where the camp's at, is definitely squatchy. And those are our favorite events. You know, we do the big ones, like we do Crypticon, we do Ohio Salt Fork. You know, oh gosh, you know, thousands and thousands of people. It's awesome, but it's a lot. You know, when you got 200 or 300 people, it's more intimate, it's more fun, it's more relaxed. We love those. I personally, that's the event. If I'm not, not just being a vendor, if I'm participating, that's where I like to be. It's just because I don't feel like I'm going to be suffocated to death.
Oh yeah, and you actually get time to actually, if someone has a story to share, then you get to hear the entire story, usually uninterrupted, and that's where you get like these really great reports from people who might otherwise, feel a little bit more intimidated,
right.
With people over their shoulders or walking around, or if there's a lot of people. So that's the kind of environment I like to have. And it's actually a 3-day event, with the main focus being on Saturday for the day travelers. But for folks coming out of the area or who just want to try camping in a pretty safe environment, we start rolling in on Friday evening, because there's usually a school program that Friday morning. And we have, bonfires, we have s'mores. Betty, the camp cook, she opens the kitchen up for us. And, and then Saturday is, oh my gosh, did you see the lineup for Saturday?
Yes, I'm very excited. But why don't you take us through it if you could?
Oh, absolutely. So Saturday morning, one of, our 2019 speaker, Mr. Paul Knoop.
Yeah.
Is going to lead a bird hike. And I know bird hikes sound like, why birds? I will tell you why birds. To be a birder, you have a whole different set of eyes. You pick up on those super fine movements hiding amongst the trees and the leaves. You get to, you notice those little details. And if you're a hardcore birder, I am not. You're able to pick up on those details and say, oh, well, the tips on those wings were white, and it had, a red breast and a, black beak, and so birding is a skill.
Yes, it is.
But it also helps fine tune what you're looking for when you're out in the field. So Paul Knoop Paul and Kathy are absolutely fantastic. So, he actually is a co-author of The Birds of Hocking County, and he is a renowned naturalist. If you get into the naturalist groups and you mention Paul Knoop, everybody knows Paul Knoop. He's amazing. So super excited about a morning bird hike with Paul Knoop. If you registered for the entire event, then you get breakfast. The vendors will be open about 9. And then from 9 until 10, yours truly will be hosting a casting class.
Woo!
I know. I had a lot of feedback over the last years that folks were saying, we want a little bit more hands-on. The conference is great, but teach me something useful. So I'm going to teach you something useful. And I already have all the bags of plaster in the water ready to go. So I hope you are prepared, weather permitting. Of course, you're going to be stepping in mud and casting your own footprint.
That's exciting. I can't wait for that.
I like that.
I know.
And you get to take it home. So.
Woo! I can't wait. That is a really cool thing.
And anybody can do it. If you can mix pancake batter, you can mix plaster. So, yes, hands-on class, totally free, and it's going to be from 9 until 10.
We'll definitely have to do that.
I know. We'll leave Jay.
So, in this house, there is a gigantic, it used to be a china cabinet, but it is now nothing but Bigfoot cast. That's
awesome.
That's what I collect. They're from all over the country. I don't have any from out of country yet. I'm working on it, but it's a giant light up china cabinet. This house is very squatchy. There's a 9-foot Bigfoot outside. There's a 6-foot Bigfoot outside, and there's a 4-foot Bigfoot outside. You
have a whole family.
Yep. But so that's an exciting thing, and I'll tell you, we do a lot of conferences, and I don't think anybody's done that. So that's pretty neat.
Oh, well, I'm super excited about it, and so far the feedback's been great. So yeah, get ready to get your foot muddy, and then we'll pour some plaster in it and see how it comes out.
Sounds good to me. So what do you have for us next?
Next, well, after casting, I can't not be in the woods, so I am going to turn around and I am going to lead a forestry hike for about 45 minutes. Take you into the woods, hopefully while your plaster's drying, and teach you about your forest and what kinds of different trees make up I guess, better habitats
Right.
while we're looking for our big hairy friend. So this is going to be specific for camp. There's no driving involved, nothing. I mean, we will literally just walk right over to the woods and go on a little hike. So you can learn a little bit more about what kind of areas to look for and to be in when you're out squatching.
Jay's going to be super excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so take note. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. So these are all just abbreviated, super fun. All ages are invited and encouraged. So you can bring the kids, no big deal. But yeah, so that's going to be the forestry hike till probably about 10:45 because lunch is early. So even if you only registered for the day conference, you get lunch. So lunch is going to be long. So I set aside about an hour for lunch from 11 to 12. So that way we have time to relax and get set up because at 12 o'clock, speakers.
Woo!
I know, and I am so excited for this lineup. Everything is all inside the lodge at camp. And it is a beautiful open air lodge. There's a central fireplace. There's plenty of seating, facilities, Wi-Fi. And they're very fancy and they have full AV. So everyone will be able to enjoy it. And the vendors will be sharing the same lodge hall just on the other side of the fireplace. So it's really going to be kind of organic and it's always super fun. But our speaker lineup, I am super stoked about. Because I have been watching these folks for years. So, yes, we have Ohio representing. We have West Virginia representing. We have North Carolina representing this year. And these are all, you can call them, they're field investigators, field researchers, AKA ground pounders. They're out there pounding the ground. They're out there doing the work. So Mike Hartman is first from Ohio, and I cannot wait to hear about what he's been doing out in the field. Super exciting. He's actually, and I do hope he brings, if you're listening, Mike, your books. And then he also has a field journal that I actually found phenomenal and a really great resource, especially for those getting out, just starting out in the field. And then about 1:30 when he's done, we're going to turn it over to Les from West Virginia. And if you follow the West Virginia site in Les Odell, that man is always out in the field. And he takes his kids, So he makes it super easy and super instructional and educational at the same time. So, and he's always into good stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Gwendolyn Guthrie, she is just coming onto the scene, but she's been doing this for a long time. She's into paranormal, but she's also really into cryptid too. So I am super excited to hear her take on Bigfoot and the research she's been doing in the far reaches of Southern Ohio. And then Jeff Carpenter, he is my favorite North Carolinian in the entire country. So he is a BFRO investigator. He actually did come and speak at the Hocking Hills Festival, and I was floored at his presentation. So he has been doing this for a long time, and he actually retired from, I think it was forestry.
Okay.
So, So he's been outside his entire life. And just a fantastic guy. So super great lineup. And of course, the Hocking Hills Naturalists are going to be presenting on Friday. But so after Jeff's done, we're going to have dinner around 5:30. And at 7 o'clock, I changed things up just a little bit. I have a friend coming down. His name's Pat Buzzard. And he's toured and played most of his life. But he decided to get back into music. I reached out to him and said, hey, buddy, are you still playing music? Because when COVID hit, everyone was stuck at home and trapped. Well, he started doing this online fundraiser to help raise money for children to have special bicycles.
Oh, wow.
The ADA accessible bicycles. Yep. And they're really expensive.
They are. Mm-hmm. I have a brother with muscular dystrophy. I know everything is very expensive.
Okay. Yeah. So you know. So he took that and he just ran with it, and he has raised just, I think, tens of thousands of dollars.
That's awesome.
And bought these bicycles for these kids. So he's coming down and they're gonna play for us, and I am just, and it's all, kid centric. You gotta really just help the kids as much as we can. So and he was all on board, and I cannot wait. So it's fun music, family friendly. We're not gonna do high horns and death metal. No, it's super fun. So, and then after that, we're just gonna have a fire. And if anybody wants to go out and go squatching, well,
Jay will be
we're
there.
already
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah.
We're already there. So there's only 2 rules I have to this entire event, and that's keep it classy. And you have to have a good attitude, because everything in the Hocking Hills is just a little bit more laid back.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep it classy and bring your smile, and we're gonna have an epic weekend.
It definitely sounds like it. This event I'm so excited for. It's a lot more outdoorsy than a lot of the other events, And we do events in, West Virginia. We do them in Virginia. We do them in Michigan. We do them in, we go all over and do events. And there's not one that's outdoorsy like this. I've never been, but I'm super excited. I've only heard positive things. That's why I think we got a hold of you in like February.
Early.
It was like, I'm like, we want a spot. Me and, like I said off air, but on here, me and Emily met in Hocking Hills. We lived the first 2 years of us being together in Hocking Hills. I absolutely love Hocking Hills. It is a beautiful place. And when I tell people when we go out bigfooting or squatching, whatever you want to call it, you're going out to really just enjoy nature. And then if you have something happen, you have something happen. But if you go out with that attitude like you present and you enjoy nature, then anything else happens is bonus. It's, that's the cherry on top.
You are so absolutely 100% on the mark. Yes. So
if anybody, do you still have camping spots available for this weekend, or do they sign up for that? How do they, if any of our listeners want to get on to camp for the weekend?
I would suggest if you could shoot me an email or a message on the Facebook no later than Monday.
Okay.
The 26th. That would be outstanding. Otherwise, it is closed because Betty needs to know how much to go grocery shopping for us.
So everybody at home, you just have this weekend. This is coming out on Thursday morning. You have just this weekend before the event. You have basically until Monday the 26th to get a hold of her. I will attach the Hocking Hills conference email to this. It'll be in the description below. If not, where can they get tickets, or do they buy tickets at the door?
You can just come to the door.
Okay.
Or if you would like to, now the vendor portion and the hikes and everything, there's no charge for that. It's just by donation since it all goes to camp. If you'd like to enjoy the presentations for the day, it's $10 for kids and it's $30 for adults. And
this is all going towards an amazing thing. It's all charity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's another unique thing about this conference.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm using Bigfoot as an excuse to raise money for the kids. How's that?
It's an amazing thing that you're doing. That is awesome. Because it's all good stuff, So when you go, everybody at home, I know you're like me. When you go to a Bigfoot conference, you spend way too much money.
Way too much.
But when you're coming to this one, it's all going to charity, so it makes spending that money a little easier.
And we'll still have vendors who will have all sorts of Bigfoot swag for you to do some early Christmas shopping. So don't worry
There you
about
go.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, do you have anything else to ask her? Or do you have anything else for us?
Oh, I just appreciate you, and I appreciate this opportunity, and appreciate, everyone working together just to help support these kids.
My only regret is I couldn't get you on here sooner.
You're fine.
And we'll have you on, if you're okay with it, eventually we'll have you on for a full-length episode that we do. But I wanted to get something out there so they, people had time to hear about it and come. Because we do have a pretty sizable following in the state of Ohio. So I want to try to get that out there because I want to see everybody out here, to support this event. I think we're got all the event stuff out there. We are super excited to be there. We'll be there late Friday night. I think we'll miss most of the Friday night stuff when we'll get there and just pretty much set up tents and go to bed. But we'll be there for the rest of the weekend. You got anything to add, Emily?
No.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
I've been
Jay's
looking
gonna
forward
love
to this since February.
I know Jay's gonna love this so much. Jay is our co-host. He's not here. Everybody at home knows him. He is older than both of us, but he's like our child.
He's he's very touchy with everything.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
And
love.
I'm always
being out.
like, okay, Jay, stop touching that. Like, come on. He just has to literally fiddle with everything. So he's like our little 12-year-old we take with us.
Well,
I'm sure his parents are okay with it though.
yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Well, you are coming to a kids camp, so it's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right.
Perfect.
If you're
Yep,
good.
just that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
Oh, I just want to say the address is 24799 Purcell Road in South Bloomingville. And that is in the Hocking Hills. It's 2 miles from Old Man's Cave.
And everything will be in the links below. So I'll make sure there's links to all the website. I'll make sure there's a link to everything. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, B. Thank you for coming on. This will come out once again Thursday morning, everybody. You have this weekend to get a hold of her if you want to camp. If not, just come on out and hang out next week. Well, 2 weekend, the October 1st. Time travel with podcasting always gets me. All right, we're going to sign off now. I have been the great and powerful Mystery.
I've been the time-traveling Emily.
And we've been joined today by the wonderful B. Thank you again, B.
Thanks, you too. Have
All
a
right.
great one.
You too.
You've been listening to Cryptids of the Corn. Be sure to join us in the next episode where we tantalize your intellect and expand the horizons of your mind. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we really appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay magical.